guys, my name is Sylvia Gouache and I'm from Tracy, California, and I'm 18 years old. And today I'm going to share two short stories about my personal and educational experiences. So I'm going to start off with a story it's more about my mom, but she was actually born in El Salvador, which is a small country in Central America, if you guys don't know. And she came to America in her mid-20s due to her brother, my uncle. And my uncle was actually in the military in El Salvador, and he was serving there for a couple years. But at the time when he was serving, there were these things called guerrilla rebels, and they were a really dangerous rebel group that was going after targeting people in the military, and he was one of those targets. And they ended up basically they were going to kill him, and he had to write letters to the immigration here in America, and after writing letters, he was finally able to come into the country. And then a couple short years later, that's when my mom was able to come here, and that's how I was brought about. And now that I shared a story about my personal life, I'm going to share one more geared towards education and life lessons. I don't know if you guys have heard of the program AVID in high school, probably a part of it. Well, this next story is about my AVID teacher, and I was in her class for 2 years, and she taught me a lot, and she was more like a mentor towards me. And one story that she shared with us that really hit home and made us all, my whole class, realize a lot was about her. And when she was in high school, her senior year, the beginning of her senior year, her best friend got hit by a drunk driver and was initially paralyzed. She wasn't going to be able to walk again, and was in critical condition, and something had happened to her arm where her left arm, she couldn't really function with it, so it was just kind of there. And you can only imagine if that were to happen to your best friend. And so we all thought about that, and so it came around for their senior prom, and their friend was still hospitalized in critical condition. And instead of going to the dance that night, they ended up going to the hospital and visiting her on their senior prom. And to wrap things up, those are my two stories. And I'd like to share a quote by my favorite artist / musician. And it's, "If you're lucky enough to be different, don't ever change," by Taylor Swift.